Well, we're here with Roger Federer's former coach, Paul Annacone. Paul, thanks for joining us. Looking ahead to the final, how do you think Roger's going to cope?
Well, I think both of them have played great tennis the whole fortnight, so it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, the weather could play a role today. It's a little sprinkle, so I think both of them are playing such great tennis, and the margins are so narrow. We saw it in last year's final, so I think today it's really just going to be about who plays the bigger points better.
What have you made of Roger's route through to the final so far? He hasn't even been on court for 10 hours.
He's played great tennis. I mean, this is the best I've seen him play in a long, long time, and all the matches up until the final. So for me, it's just been terrific to see him sustain that level. And of course, it's always great when you haven't been out there for that long, because you should have plenty of fuel in the fuel tank.
With the coaching mentality and preparing a player for a match like this, does the fact that he's had such an easy route through, only one set dropped, perhaps he's not going to want to take things too lightly? He's got to focus clearly from the start?
I think it can hurt you or help you, but I think his experience, he's been there so many times that nothing should really shock him. He's very good in terms of composure and the ability to deal with adversity. So, look, both of these guys have been in so many finals, and they've been here so often that I think that, you know, one of the biggest assets to their experience is the ability to kind of react well no matter what happens. So I think with two experienced players like this, it's not going to favor one or the other too much.
And that loss in the Roland Garros final for Novak, although it was on a completely different surface, do you think that's pushed him on to really want to succeed here, or it's irrelevant?
I think it's irrelevant. I think it's disappointing. I think, you know, these guys are true professionals, and I think it probably stung, and it's always going to sting a little bit, but he's played such good tennis. He's moved on well, and he's had, you know, just a couple little hiccups, a tough match with Anderson, but he's played great tennis. So I think he's kind of over it and on to the next chapter.
You've done it before. How do you prepare a player for the Grand Slam final in the last couple of hours before they go on court?
All the hard work's really done. It's a matter of trying to keep them composed and clear about what they're trying to do on the court and diffuse all the other stuff that goes on. And as I said with Roger and Novak, they both have been there so often. It's not going to be, you know, too foreign of a feeling for them, so they'll know how to manage it real well.
I suppose interesting as well, if Roger does win today, he overtakes another player that you used to coach, Pete Sampras, onto 8 titles. I suppose you did well.
Oh, it's amazing. No, those guys were spectacular, and to think of both of them with 7 each is amazing. And Roger, you know, at this juncture of his career, to be playing for number 8 is pretty special.
And just finally, a quick prediction?
It's not going to be much. I mean, I said this the other day when he played Andy. I said the only thing that would surprise me is if it's a straight sets match, which it was, and it's how I feel today. The only thing that would surprise me if it's a straight sets match. And Roger's maybe playing a little bit better, but the matchup is one that, you know, Novak's won more matches recently, so you flip the coin. But I think Roger may get him in a tight match.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Enjoy it. Thank you.